All right. We're going to have a talk about Dom. Hello, Dom. How you doing? Right, this is a post by Total MK. I think I showed this in another video, but we're specifically focusing on this guy right here. From MK9 all the way down to MK1, I want you to see the common denominator. Right? The rot in the apple, if you will. Total MK is simply just going, what happened? Well, see, John Vogel's been there for a really long time. John Vogel's awesome, right? John Vogel's a really good story writer, right? Where is he? We actually had 5 writers in MK9. John Vogel, Brian Chard, Dominic Sience, what the fuck, right? Alexander Barentine and John Greenberg. And then down to 4, right? So we have Brian, Dom, John, both Johns, right? Alexander's there no more. And then to story, somebody new, Sean Kittleson. And then it's written by Dom and Sean Kittleson. Where the fuck are the rest? Where's the rest, bro? Right? And then we get to this. Alright, add to these shenanigans. Like, this dude is all over the place. Okay, this is all the way back in 2020. Talking about story. Elements from the comics which were included in the story mode are made canon. That doesn't make the entirety of the comics canon. So they're just cherry picking shit. Comics aren't canon. So how can you take elements from the comics and make them canon and then say the comics aren't canon? Right? Invasion seasonal content, this is 2023. Isn't necessarily canon, other content in Invasions? What the... When I pimp John Tobias out, there's for a reason. John Tobias... This is like taking somebody's baby and just putting it in the chop shop and bastardizing it like 100%. Like, this guy has no idea what he's doing. Right? Look at this crap over here. He says... The quippy answer is that in the multiverse, everything is canon somewhere. And that is why multiverse writing is garbage. Because you could just go, oh, well, yeah, they're dead here. You know, but over there, they're not. So there's no stakes. This is getting way out of hand. It's just getting way out of hand, right? As much fun as, like, say, like, Infinity War and Endgame was and all that sort of stuff. There was a time in the MCU where everything still felt relatively grounded, right? And I kind of miss that. Because then you go too far. And then it's just like anything's possible. Right? Like, he just has no idea. So tab before HBT Warrior says, so from my understanding of it all, intros and arcade ladders are canon with the exception of mirror match dialogue, as it deals with multiverse shenanigans. Invasions currently is more game mode than main continuity canon. Does have active... fuck's sake, man. This is why... Just make him a fucking janitor. Just make him a janitor, right? Because he'll be doing the same job. Shoveling shit, right? This is why I don't like the interaction stuff, right? In MK9, again, I can't remember MK versus DC because that makes as much memories for me as the last time I took a shit, right? I don't like the interactive stuff like that, where they're having a fucking conversation. What is this, a daytime soap? Right? You come out, they might have some funny quip or whatever. You know what I'd like? I'd just like it to go back. Just go back. You know, maybe they don't even say anything. They just come out and they do some cool thing. The other person comes out and does some cool thing. Fight, right? Hell, you got to go all the way back and just have them standing there, round one fight, bang, straight in. No warm-up, nothing. Right? Because it's all over the place. This is what I hate. We don't know what's canon where. Every arcade ending, at least from the normal days of Mortal Kombat, was considered in on itself a sort of what if, version, right? So what if Scorpion won if you beat the tower? What if Sub-Zero won if you beat the tower? What if Reptile won if you beat the tower, right? You had the overarching, but very sort of like, sort of loose umbrella story, if you will, of, MK1, Shang Tsung's Island Tournament. MK2, Tournament moves to Outworld. MK3, Shao Kahn invades, right? All of it was kind of, it was like big world threat to a degree by that stage, but loose, right? Then you had the storyboards coming in as well, which was kind of cool, explaining the Lin Kuei, explaining Sonya and Jax. I think it's explaining Sonya. I just remember that storyboard, right? Although maybe it was an ending. Was it an ending for Kano? I can't remember. You know the one where Kano is going through the portal and Jax is like reaching for him? It's that one. Was that a main storyboard or was that an ending? I can't remember. Anyway, but it looked fucking amazing, right? We need to go back to that. We need to have biographies and ending. And so a biography as well, right? That would show up intermittently, showing just a brief rundown of the character and their motivations in this current story. Know who they're having sex with, no fucking pronouns, no dumb shit like that. Just it's a fighting game, right? Not a romance novel. You fucking weirdo stands out there sitting there going, oh yeah, it's the wonder if Tensei and Johnny Cage get it on. Shut the fuck up. No one gives a shit about smoke and pole. It's a fighting game. Fighting game. Punch, kick, right? And like just weird shit like that. Got no place in a fighting game. Most games in general, actually, unless it's like an RPG, right? But this is the audience that this guy right here has catered to. Right? This is his LinkedIn profile. It's public info, right? It's not a big deal, right? But just to show you, like, his impact. He's been with them. He's been in this position, I'm assuming, story and voiceover director for 7 years. Writer and voiceover director for MK1 Chaos Reigns. Writer and voiceover director for MK1 Mortal Kombat Onslaught. Lead writer of cinematic script, voiceover director, cinematic director, MK11 Aftermath. Co-lead writer of cinematic script and in-game content, voiceover director. Co-lead, again, on standard MK11, right? Leading studio story content development, including game story, cinematic scripts. Will you please give this man a fucking mop and get him out of the writer's room right now. Just get him out. Unbelievable, man, right? Thankfully, when we go down to here where it has with Mortal Kombat 2011, or Mortal Kombat 9, right? He was only co-writer. Only. Thank God, because there were 4 other people there to keep him in check, including John Vogel. Where the hell's John Vogel? Right? Like, this dude, by the way, is a fucking lawyer. Why did you give the lawyer a writing gig? Make him the lawyer for NRS. Right? Not like, this is literally a resume of how I can royally root the game in the bottom as badly as possible. Right, now going back to here, right, so check this out. Aussie screenwriter says, as a writer, this is some of the worst shit. This just screams they couldn't come up with a coherent plot or keep any kind of consistency So they gave up and went with whatever. Right? They literally, this is how stupid they are. They literally retconned Sindel in a singular timeline in MK11. They turned her into a gold digging whore. That's one timeline. They completely retconned a character. And then they started going down that road of like, oh, you know, Nightwolf's just a mantle. Shut the, you disrespectful piece of shit. In Killer Instinct, we've got Chief Thunder, amazing character, right? And then we got Eagle, another amazing character. See, it's not hard that if you want to have a female Nightwolf, you don't just gender swap the fucker. You make a whole other different character, make them female, and then whatever, you know, background you want them to have. Stop changing shit to tick your boxes. You could easily make a female Nightwolf, call her something else, have Nightwolf as well. The Native Americans, they have those cool names like Running Bear and Big Dick Eagle and all sorts of shit like that. Like, why the fuck? Even the dogs are upset, man. Like, why can't you do that? It's because they are trying to change everything. So then the idiots on the internet go, oh, it's canon now. It's canon now. You can't change it because Dominic said so. Shut the fuck up. Honestly, this is why OG MK fans such as myself, who love the lore and the story, are upset. Because you give a lawyer the job. Right? Dominic seriously needs to retire, constantly backpedaling on shit that he himself writes and never doing anything with the ideas he himself comes up with. We need the whole writing team back. Things were so much better when we had more than one writer. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how much better this game is than the rest of the... Dude, I would take this game over all of this shit. This is all trash. This is all trash, right? All trash. Wouldn't piss on it if it was on fire. This game, however, I'll jump in front of a bullet for. That's how good it is. Anyway, catch you next time.